Good afternoon and good evening to everyone. Good afternoon for Australian who might be joining or have joined, and good evening to all our viewers in New Zealand. The topic of today, what I'm going to share with all of you is how to manage this time or how we manage our well-being all the time. And as we all know, Ayurveda is a science that does not let us wait for such timings where one need to make some initiative or make some effort, and those effort towards their well-being. What Ayurveda talk to us is that how we can make our wellness in each and every moment of our life, and how one can live with awareness so that whatever crisis is coming around us, we can handle it more effectively at physical, mental, and emotional level. That is what Ayurveda always talk about. We all know that Ayurveda always say that you cannot change the surroundings, you cannot control the surroundings, but what you can control yourself. You can sustain yourself in a way that surrounding does not affect us. And that is what the need of the hour is today. That statement which our sages has given us 5,000 years ago is actually becoming totally relevant in today's world. So much happening around us with this new situation where the whole world has come to stand still and everyone is locked down in their houses. And some of our viewers and our followers and students have asked this one very interesting question, that in the time of this isolation and being at home with the family members, husband, wife, partner, or kids, or mother and father, the time has become really very, very difficult. Difficult in different ways, they mention. One was talking about that in this time of isolation, when you can't go out in your normal environment and have to live with your family members, even though they all are our family member, but in reality, we don't really spend much time with them because we are busy with our own things, either at workplace or study. Kids are busy in their universities or schools or colleges or at different level with their own friend, and then nowadays the biggest friend is their WhatsApp or Instagram or TikTok or whatever you talk. There are so many things you can't even think of that what is going on, and it's difficult to follow. So they don't have much time. Even husband and wife don't have much time to talk about. So that's the way life keep going, and we say that we are together, but reality is that's not the case. Togetherness has come now to the test, and that's where situations are sometimes getting a little bit difficult to handle. That when you are facing everyone every moment in the same house, and you have to sit and talk about and eat and everything going on together, sometimes it becomes difficult to handle your own situations, communications, and other. And that is where again the teaching of Ayurveda comes at forefront. Ayurveda always talk to us, always advise us that each individual, even though we all look like the same, but each individual has a unique body makeup. what is known as your prakriti, your body makeup, that identify your day-to-day behavior, that identify your day-to-day liking, disliking, how you communicate with that person, how you react to those people's different aspect. So all that part one can understand when you know about someone's constitution, prakriti, and body makeup. And that is why it is always advisable in Ayurveda that if you know the body makeup of your near and dear one, you can handle them more effectively, you can communicate with them more effectively, you can connect with them more effectively, you can make them more comfortable in their own environment by communicating, by sharing certain things, what suits them, what they like. And this way, life can progress in a much more better way. So, I don't see there will be any more ideal time for any one of us to understand the importance of this prime principle of Ayurveda, that know your body makeup, know your prakriti, know the prakriti of your loved one around you, and try to build a relationship, try to build an environment based on the understanding of the prakriti of that individual. And I'm very confident, if you have not tried that in your life before, if you would like to look into this issue from today onward even, and try to make some communications, try to make some changes with them or with yourself based on the constitution of the individual, you will find you will have a more better effort getting well. That's one aspect, outcome of this situation, which is not ideal, which we all know that. But the positive of that is implement this principle of Ayurveda, try to know the prakriti of your loved one, near one, and build something around that in your own family, and you will find things can be much more in a positive direction. So that's one part. Now, at the same time, one of our students has asked question that in this situation, when we are not able to go outside, we get so much different kind of thoughts, emotions, frustration, anger, anxieties, worries, loneliness, all those kind of things overpower us. I totally agree with you. But at the same time, this is the beauty of this science, what we are talking today, that it has given us the answers of all such issues, again by making us aware that you don't need to wait for situation to come in front of you. You need to prepare yourself on a day by day basis. What in Ayurveda we talk about our daily routines, daily regimes, that how you should incorporate them so that physically, mentally, emotionally, you are in a situation, you are in a position to handle these things more effectively. Now, when we are not having much to do, or again, we are confined in your environment with a limited sort of opportunity to go away from your situation, you can feel that sometimes it becomes difficult. But if we follow Ayurvedic, this principle of daily routine, and as we have daily routine for our physical body, same we have the daily routine for our mental situation. What Ayurveda has given us, Ayurveda given us two regimes, and if anyone in the world able to follow those regimes on a daily basis, not in a crisis, not in a situation when I will be ending up into that situation, I will start doing that. No use. And what those things are, that no matter how busy you are, every day before hitting the pillow, before going to bed, you must spend 10 minutes with yourself to review the day, the process the thought. So what that mean? Why Ayurveda has advised us? Because Ayurveda clearly shared with us that every one of us during the day come across with various kind of situations, either at a workplace, either at home, either in outside in our friendly circle, and we deal with those situations according to the situation. And sometimes the way we deal, it might not be that conducive, it might not be appropriate. But because we are in a situation, we are not in a position to observe that, we are not in a position to analyze it. But when we are away from the situation, we are in a better position to look into those things, what has happened during the day. But the problem is, if I don't do that and try to go to bed, you will find that whatever has happened throughout the day, whatever different kind of thoughts, different kind of emotions has come across, they don't go away. They sit in the back of my mind. And when you go to bed, you will never able to go to deep sleep, because these will all keep coming in front of your eyes. And what they will do, no matter whether you are 8 hours in your bed or 9 hours in your bed, you won't be able to go to deep sleep. And the result will be, the outcome will be, when you wake up in the morning, you will be not that fresh, alert. You will feel more fatigued, tired, scattered, and then you might be looking for some solution, how I can give myself a kick. And kick will be in the form of a cup of coffee or some and a bit of a smoke or something else. And that's what you will find, that these things further will impact on you and lead you to more problem. So what is the reason? That's one aspect. But outcome is fatigue, tiredness, because that's the one aspect which will further, if this vicious cycle keep going down the track, it will impact on your immune system. And when your immune system get affected, anything in the surroundings will overpower you. That is how the problem get dwelled. So when I'm coming back to this processing of thought, what actually I have to do? Nothing seriously, as I shared, sit there for 10 minutes and try to bring all what has happened throughout the day. This is what we call as processing the day. Process your thought, review the day. How I have to do that? You can close your eyes, you can't. If you don't want to close, that's not an issue. And then try to analyze what has happened throughout the day. What good has happened, what bad has happened. If there was something good, what was my role in that? If there was something bad, what was my role in that? And if you have identified that something during the day happened in which my reaction, my words were a little bit nasty, I could have avoided them. But at the same time, you don't need to curse yourself. You don't need to be harsh with yourself. What you need to do is, you need to become aware about that and make an honest commitment there and then. Then next time when I will be in such situation, I will not handle the way I handled today. But to make this, to remember with you, you need to make in a diary. We call it as your daily diary. In daily diary, you can write down that in such situation, I dealt this way, which was not correct. So reason why you need to make a note of that, so that you can go backward week by week and review that if, say, next time you have come across with the same sort of situation and now you are reacting same way, it means you have not made any progress. So that is why such emotions will keep impacting you and keep affecting you. So that is one aspect we always talk about. Review the day, process the thought. And then second thing, what this you need to do for a month or so. And when you see that I am now becoming more and more comfortable handling the situation, dealing with the situation, and you can analyze it yourself. You don't need to have someone to tell you. Because what happened, the principle of these two regimes which I'm sharing with you, the one and the second I will talk to you now, is in Ayurveda. In a very simple way, it talk about that I can cheat the whole world. I can tell lies or do different or pretend differently to everyone, but I cannot cheat myself. I cannot cheat my chit, my conscious. And that is the beauty of this regime, that if you are able to do these two regimes, I can assure you that you might suffer from some other kind of ailment in your life, but you will never able to get bogged down by these mental issues, what we call as a simple, even sleep disturbance is the basic first fundamental start of this problem, that something is not compatible in my mind. Then you might have a lot of worries, anxieties, which will ultimately will become either stress, anger, frustration, or you might have a panic attack. And then these can further go to more psychiatric issues. So this is the first part you can do. And once you have done that, then what you can do the second part. Second part, don't do until you have become more comfortable with the first one. So second part is, after doing this 10-minute processing, you need to go and stand in front of the mirror, actual mirror, and look into the mirror, look into your eyes. And you need to keep looking into your eyes. You can still blink your eyes, but while you are looking into your eyes, you need to put your hand on your heart and ask yourself this question for 5 minutes. Keep repeating it. Have I done anything wrong today? Have I done anything wrong today? And while you are talking about this for 5 minutes, even if you have to take your eyes away for even one moment, just sit there and then and ask yourself, what has happened today? What has gone wrong today which I cannot face, which I know has gone wrong and I could have avoided? You might not have anything. You might go every day without have to take your eyes away. Perfect. And that is the whole thing. If you can keep doing this without have to take your eyes away from your own eyes, I can assure you, you will have a sound sleep like in a log. Never ever problem. That is what this aspect of Ayurvedic psychology talk about. That these two regimes are a part of our daily routines, what we share with everyone, of every client, depending upon how they come up with what kind of issues they are coming up. But at the same time, to achieve this whole aspect, what I am sharing here with you is simple way of living with awareness. Now, when we talk about living with awareness, from where that awareness comes up, is that some kind of switch I can plant in my house and turn it on, turn it off, and awareness is on? That's not the way. Awareness is again another very important aspect of Ayurveda. What it say to us, we are what we eat. This is how we talk about. And our diet, our lifestyle is what make an impact on our thoughts. Because the moment your thoughts come up in your mind, because this is I'm talking about now a little bit more on the psychology. I'm not going to take up much deeper aspect of psychology today, but just sharing and touching base on this present situation, that how we were talking about that how I can sustain my well-being during this crisis. And again, many of regimes you might be aware about on a physical level, that what we should do, how we should make an effort that I minimize the build-up of these toxins in my body on a daily basis. But the major aspect today for us to touch base is that how our state of mind can also impact my immune system. And this is where we have to talk about, and briefly I shared with you that what happened. And now when I'm talking about this awareness aspect and how I relating it with the diet, again, as I said, we are what we eat. Our thoughts, our action will be based on our food. And in Ayurveda, again, our food has been classified based on the three main gunas. Gunas means qualities which are in every food. We call it as sattvic, rajasic, tamasic in Sanskrit terminology, or you can say stabilizer, stimulator, and dull. So these different kind of food activities or food ingredient, if I select more for which we call as stimulating and dull, my mind will end up more confused. And more confused means more fatigued, tired, inability to handle the situation, inability to analyze the situation, inability to put all what is happening in my life in the right format. But if my diet, if my lifestyle is more toward that sattvic or stabilizer, I should be able to analyze the things, whatever comes up, whatever crisis comes up in my life, without any issue, I should be able to handle it. That is what the importance of food items are. And these food items, when we talk about, don't think that I can have a one day more sattvic food and then the rest of the life I can carry on with the other food, or now I am in a crisis, I can get into more sattvic or stabilizer food, and later on I can change it. It's not going to happen like that. Again, this is not in a one day game. It's in a planning which we all need to do, but at the same time, Ayurveda never advise you that you have to be rigid. Idea is live with awareness, and that's how we all can do and make an effort. Now, in relation to when we talk about live with awareness, we have 21 meals in a 1 week. And according to your constitution, as I shared before, according to your prakriti, you are in a position to analyze or identify that what kind of food I should have in this 21 meals of the week, which will help me to keep my physical, keep my mental and emotional state in a much more balance. As long as your bodily intelligence is in balanced state, body itself has the ability to flush out all the built-up of the toxins which can get built in every individual on a day-to-day basis, the wear and tear that happen at a physical, mental and emotional level. This is what the principle of Ayurveda is. And our whole game is that how we can sustain our bodily intelligence in a balanced state. And for that, your lifestyle, your diet, the environment in which we live and work, and then on the other aspect, how you can sustain your mind and body into a more balanced harmony. Because as I shared before, problem does not only come from the physical aspect. Sometimes the root cause can be more at a mental level. And that's what happened when we are in a crisis. Today, the situation what we are going through can impact any one of us. But because we are not in a position to change the situation, but we are in a position to sustain ourselves, maintain ourselves, maintain our well-being, maintain our immune system. And immune system, as in the last week I shared certain regimes for you to follow. Today I have shared with all of you about the mental aspect, that how we can look into some of these issues and sustain ourselves in a more better way. And now one another question was for this talk one was asking that how various kind of health issues can manifest. One was asking about some gut related issues and some skin related issues. Again, one thing you need to remember always when you are following Ayurveda, which now every science in the world is trying to follow, that your all health problem start from your gut. And this is where Ayurveda has been always at forefront, that you need to always recognize the strength of your Agni. Agni means your digestive fire, your metabolism. If your metabolism is in optimum state, you are in always in a good hand, good state. But if you don't look after your state of Agni or your digestive fire, no matter how good food you are eating, how balanced food you are eating, that food is bound to produce more toxin and less nutrient. And sometimes people think that, oh my goodness, I'm eating so healthy food, 140 grams of carb, 99 grams of fat, and 200 grams of protein, which has been advised to me by my dietitian, and still I'm feeling fatigued, still I'm feeling tired, still I have an bloating, I sleep, my problems are, so much anger is built up in my day-to-day life. What is happening? Answer is very simple. No matter how good food you have eaten, if that food is not metabolized properly due to the your state of Agni getting affected, and that get affected when you make wrong choices. Wrong choices, when we talk about, is incompatible food to your body makeup, incompatible food to the season in which you are living, incompatible food based on your age. So that considerations are what Ayurvedic nutrition help us to understand. So these few principles, I'm sure, in this crisis can help us to keep ourselves together and make an effort that how we maintain our well-being and also support other peoples around us to maintain their well-being by giving them simple advice. Whatever you feel, even if you tell them, if they have not followed till date, to get up in the morning and within 3 minutes go and brush your teeth and scrape your tongue, that will help them a lot to eliminate that built of toxins which comes up on your tongue, which you can visualize very clearly when you look at your tongue in the mirror. And in the same way, if someone can have a morning detox drink, even if they don't go with the morning detox, even simple glass of warm water before they get into a cup of coffee or some smoothies or other thing. So never late kind of scenario is there, even though this is not a situation to feel happy or like that, but every situation teach us some lesson. And I'm sure the world has come to now very clear understanding that we need to look after ourselves. We need to build our immune system, but immune system never will get built by taking vitamins or enzymes or different antioxidant or whatever type of that different things you talk about, whether they are related with the Ayurveda or whether related with the other kind of thing. Focus is until or unless we take the responsibility of our well-being in our own hand and make right choices in our day-to-day life, make in a part of our daily routines in our life, health or well-being or our immune system never will be in a stable state. One thing I will share with you, there is one app which has been developed by me. If someone has not yet come across with that app, I will advise you, suggest you that try to look into that app. That app is one perfect tool for everyone to see how their well-being can make a progress at a physical, mental and emotional level. If you unfortunately has suffered in your life due to whatever reason, whatever type of problem, physical, mental or emotional, and have tried everything and not able to get through, look into that app that can give you a clear answer what is going wrong. And the name of that app is Chit Yog Sadhana. This app is available for both Apple and Android phone. You can download it. This app is in 6 stages, and each stage will make you to do certain regimes on a day-to-day basis, and will keep reminding you that have you missed some. If you have missed, then it means you are not in a position to burn your those coverings on your chit, which ultimately is experiencing all the sufferings what we do in our day-to-day life. So that's the part for today. Let's have some questions. If someone has some question, those who have joined live, I can answer those questions and we'll take it from there. You can type your questions if not able to hear, so then I can answer them if there are some. If no question, then thanks everyone who has joined, and stay safe, stay healthy, and make an effort for your well-being. We will catch up next time.